Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. I'm Ron McKenzie LaFergie. There are some pretty darn powerful superheroes out there ruining the day for all those hardworking villains. All they want to do is kill heroes so they can take over the world. Jeez. But some heroes just make the villain's job so hard by defying death time and time again. In this video, I'll talk about some of my favorite heroes who would be rather difficult to kill. And don't worry, I'll do my best to avoid repeats from our other series, superheroes who can't die. So if you're wondering why a certain hero wasn't on this list, go check out those videos. With no further ado, here are the top 10 hardest superheroes to kill. Number 10. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is one powerful dude, a lot more powerful than some people give him credit for. His magic as Sorcerer Supreme is hard to stop, able to use it offensively, defensively, or in any creative way he may imagine. His sheer power alone makes him difficult to kill. However, after completing the trial against death, Strange was gifted with immortality and the Ankh of enduring life, which would appear in dire situations. While this agelessness doesn't stop him from being killed, it does stop him from weakening with age, and a full-strength Strange has so many tricks up his sleeve that killing him takes an awful lot. Number 9. Brainiac 5. Brainiac 5 has 12th level intellect, and is one of, if not the smartest being in the universe, which in itself is pretty darn impressive. He's so intelligent and quick thinking that it'd be pretty much impossible to outsmart him. But if you come at him with firepower, you'll have your work cut out for you, since he has a number of impressive inventions that can help defend him. His force field is damn near impenetrable. He's built time-manipulating devices, the anti-bomb that absorbs all energy, and has defeated incredibly powerful beings like Sun Eater and Time Trapper. If you can imagine it, you can probably build it, and this plethora of powerful technologies keeps him pretty safe. Number 8. Wonder Man, or should I say Marvel's Ionic Superman. After Simon Williams underwent Baron Zemo's ionic ray treatment, he gained a number of incredible powers, namely pretty much the same powers as Superman, but a bit worse. Flight, strength, speed, durability, hearing, vision, etc. With one twist, his body composition was changed somewhat due to the ionic rays, making him a being of ion rather than flesh and blood. He can be real tough to kill with both a high durability and ionic regeneration, which has brought him back from death several times. He's tough to kill and tough to keep dead, so he's going on the list. And if Wonder Man is going on this list, then guess who else ought to be? Number 7. Rogue. Seeing as Rogue currently has many of Wonder Man's powers, even though he's been released from her body, it'd be a little silly to leave her off this list. Rogue has the same advantages as Wonder Man in this respect, namely the durability and immortality, as well as her own ability to steal the powers of others. While she seems to have lost a certain amount of her control over her power-stealing ability, it remains a strong weapon in her arsenal. The durability, speed, and flight from Wonder Man would also let her get to her opponent and touch them, making her even better and even tougher to kill. Number 6. Zeus and Odin. I feel like making two separate points for the two All-Fathers would be kind of repetitive, so I'll throw them together. While one could argue over which of these two is more powerful, it's safe to say that they would both be incredibly difficult to kill. Super strong, insane durability, huge regeneration, not to mention that they both have some form of immortality. The case is pretty strong. In terms of Marvel versus DC, I'll go with the Marvel version of these dudes, not because I'm a Marvel fanboy, settle down out there, just because their feats are much more clear in Marvel, so it's easier to know their power level. Next, number 5. Gwenpool. Now I know there are a lot of Gwenpool haters out there, and that's totally fine, but I like her and I think she fits this video in her own weird way, so there you go. Gwenpool is really unique on this list, as she has no real powers to speak of as far as we know, although recent comics have shown her to be able to physically manipulate the panels and speech bubbles, which could get pretty powerful. However, she manages to avoid death time and time again, even able to jump off a building and survive, due only to the fact that she's a hero and too important to have die. She's able to abuse the rules of comics to her advantage, and particularly her popularity. In this case, the mere fact that she is wildly popular and her comics are still in their infancy makes it highly unlikely that writers would let her die. Some might view this point as a cop-out, but considering her popularity literally stops her from dying in the comics, she'd probably be one of the hardest heroes to kill at the moment. Number 4. The Tick. Now, hear me out. I know the Tick isn't really who you think of when you think of powerful superheroes, but he has one important ability on his side. Drama power.
Destiny's powerful hand has made the bed of my future, and it's up to me to lie in it.
Drama power causes the Tick to become more powerful as a situation becomes more dramatic. Well, you know what would probably be his most dramatic situation? Dying. Now, I hold the belief that if he found himself dying, his drama powers would kick in and we'd see a Tick far more powerful than we'd ever seen him before. And he would be a thing of beauty. Number 3. The Flash. The Flash is something of an enigma. It's darn near impossible to write a believable story where he dies because he's so damn fast. But even if you manage to write a story story where he does die, guess what? The dude can just outrun death, as we saw when he ran the pants off of Black Flash. Flash is one of those heroes who doesn't actually have a particular power that keeps him from dying like Deadpool, but his speed power is just so OP that he straight up can't die. And it's kind of annoying. Number 2, Mr. Immortal. Well, this works out awfully well. I just finished writing about this bad boy for another list, but he works far too well to leave him on this one. Mr. Immortal, as his name suggests, is immortal. And while he can die and does it more than pretty much any other character, you just can't keep him dead. After a few failed suicide attempts, Craig Hollis found that he just couldn't stay dead and became Mr. Immortal. He fights, dies, comes back, gets really angry, calms down, and goes back to fighting. It's even prophesized that he will be the last human on Earth due to this power. So yeah, he's pretty hard to kill. Number 1, Plastic Man. Plastic Man may look ridiculous, largely because of his deep V, but just because he's a comic relief doesn't mean he's a wimp. Introduced in Police Comics #1 way back in 1941, he's one of the longest running superheroes out there. And unlike his contemporaries, the dude has managed to avoid being killed off all these years. This is largely due to the fact that he's frickin' immortal, since his whole body was changed to a rubber-like substance, including his brain. Really, anyone who's survived for 3,000 years with all his molecules separated at the bottom of the ocean is gonna be a little on the tough side to kill. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please smack that delicious thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more videos. Do you disagree with any of these? Let me know in the comments down below. I suspect Gwenpool may be somewhat controversial, but I like to throw in a few curveballs to keep it interesting. Until next time, I'm Ron Mackenzie LaFergie with Top 10 Nerd. Later, nerds.